Today we're getting Christmas crafty with buttons. Hi Christmas crew, my name is Shannon and I want to welcome you here to the Cozy Christmas Cottage. I have some really unique ideas, some ideas that maybe you've never heard of before or never tried before. So let's dash right into the very first Christmas button idea. We are keeping things super duper simple. We're going to be using green, red, white, and black buttons for every single project. So hopefully that kind of narrows things down for you. You're also going to need some paper for this first project. I'm going to show you how to make some super duper cute and adorable gift tags using buttons, some paper, and some string. So first things first, we're taking our cardstock and we're going to cut it down to size. I'm using sizes 2 inches by 3 inches. So basically just making some simple rectangles here. Piece of paper is going to allow you to cut a ton of these out. So very, very affordable. Once we get our rectangles cut, we're going to take our scissors and chop the corners off of just 2 of the corners, not all 4. And that is going to make a really simple gift tag for us. And you're also going to punch a hole in it with a simple little hole puncher. How cute and simple is that? This is going to change how you gift tag all of your gifts in your gift bags, because no more having to go out and spend a ton of money on gift tags. You can make your own with all that cardstock you have. And then you can use that first gift tag as a template so you don't have to recreate them over and over again. You can just lay it on top and cut the corners off, and then all of your gift tags will look the same. Just continuing to repeat this pattern for all of the paper that you've cut down. Now here's where our buttons come into play. We're going to be attaching them with some simple adhesive from this tape runner. You could use hot glue, you could use stick glue, whatever you have on hand. We're keeping this affordable and simple. I just grabbed out my tape runner because that was what was closest. So what I'm doing is digging through my buttons. We're making a snowman, so we're needing about 3 different sizes of buttons. Once you got those figured out, go ahead and add your adhesive onto the back of the buttons and stack them onto your tag. Now we're going to add some embellishments to our snowman. So I'm using a black fine-tipped Sharpie marker here to draw on a hat. We're also going to add a little snow to the bottom and some arms. And I thought he also needed a scarf. So I used my red and white twine for this. Just kind of made a loop and some tails on one end and cut off the tails and then kind of frayed it out so it looked like the ends of a scarf. We're going to add some more of that twine to the top of the tag so then you can use it to tie onto your gifts. So that was our first idea. I have 3 more ideas for these cute little button gift tags, and this idea is going to be making little candy cane gift tags using some teeny tiny red and white buttons. So we're just going to alternate creating a candy cane with those tiny buttons, doing red and white, making a straight line up the side, and then starting to curve our candy cane off to the side. Just as easy as that. And then you can take your marker and write to and from or a message on there. Button gift tag idea number 3 is to make a wreath. So we're going to grab out some teeny tiny green buttons for this and just start applying them onto your gift tag in a circle. And then we're going to embellish this wreath with some red and white twine. You could use ribbon if you have that on hand, and just made a simple bow and hot glued it onto the front, added some more twine to the loop, and we have a cute little wreath gift tag. And for our 4th gift tag idea, we are going to be making some little cute ornaments. You can use whatever color buttons you have for this. I'm using green, red, and white. We're just going to put these on there kind of randomly next to each other at tiered heights. Then take your marker and make little closed-in boxes, little teeny tiny ones at the top of each ornament. Fill them in, and then we're going to take our marker and we're going to draw straight lines up from the box to the top of the gift tag.
And then I saw this on Pinterest, so I thought this was a cute little addition, just drawing little teeny tiny bows on those strings. So 2 loops on each side of the string, and then 2 little ribbon tails coming down from each side right in the middle. Super easy to do. And then go ahead and add your greeting or your to and from to the bottom, and some ribbon or some twine to the hole at the top. So all of these just turn out so cute. They're really quick and easy to do, and it's just that extra little touch of love and handmade DIYing that you do to these that makes them really, really special and makes your gift special. You could also take this idea and use them for the fronts of your Christmas cards. So expand on this idea. Hopefully this inspires you.
Let's do a fun Christmas this or that. Do you prefer a flocked Christmas tree or an unflocked Christmas tree? Let me know your choice down in the comments below.
The next idea is a button garland. This is so easy to do. We're going to use that red and white twine. I absolutely love this stuff. I will definitely link it down in the description box below for you, along with all the buttons that I'm using in today's video, which hopefully makes it easier for you to find if you want to recreate any of these. And if you don't already have some on hand, it just makes it a little bit easier to shop if you are not wanting to run to the store. So grab those and get to crafting. So all I did here is string up some red and white twine onto a needle, and then used these buttons to string onto the string. Now these buttons have 4 holes in them, and I'm only using 2. So you're going to use the holes that are across from each other, not next to each other, so that they evenly space each other out whenever you put them onto the string. So all I did here is put 1 button on, pulled it down pretty far on the string, and then we're going to evenly space the next button out away from it. Now I did decide I wanted a much longer garland, so I decided to pull some more string out, move those buttons down, and then work my way to the end. So here I have just strung it and added it onto my mantle with my cute candy cane lane sign. Such a cute little embellishment, great for adding to your own Christmas decor or using it for a party. You could even use this to wrap your gifts with, so get creative with it. Such a fun and easy DIY. Now we're going to make a candy cane ornament using some floral wire. So you're going to cut yourself off a good length of it, stretch it out, straighten it out, and then put the tails together, put a loop at the bottom, and we're going to start stringing on these buttons. So you want a good size one for the bottom, because that's going to basically be the base of our candy cane and hold the rest of our buttons on there. So you can see I have strung just like the previous project with the string. We're just doing it with wire this time, and we are putting the tails at the top. That way we can make a straight line with all of these buttons stacked on top of each other. So we're going to do a pattern of 2 white buttons, and then we're going to do 2 red buttons, and alternate that until we get a good length of this stacked on there. So here's what it looks like once we got to, I would say, a good maybe 8 or 9 inches long. And then we're going to take the 2 tails of our wire and twist them together. Now this is what I learned as I was making this. You don't want to make it too tight, because we do need some wiggle room in there to be able to bend this candy cane over. And we need some of that extra wire at the top there for those buttons to have some room. So once you get that nice and bent over, you can start adding some twine to the top of this and turn this into an ornament. Super cute and easy to do. And then just put a loop at the top and you can add it to your Christmas tree. But this is another one that would be great to add to the top of your Christmas gifts, and this would also be a really great project to do with kiddos. Now we're going to make a button wreath using one of these small little embroidery hoops. I did find these on Amazon, so I'll link those down below for you too. So cute to make ornaments with these. So many different ideas that you can use those little hoops for, but we're going to turn this one into a wreath. So I'm starting out by grabbing out a bunch of green buttons, all about the same size, adding some hot glue to the front of that embroidery hoop, and then filling in the rest of it with all of those green buttons. Then, of course, you can embellish your wreath however you want, but I thought I would use some of those teeny tiny red buttons again and also some teeny tiny white ones and use that to hot glue in between each of the green buttons to add some different color. Once I got all of those glued on there, I also added a small little bow with some ribbon at the bottom. And then we're also going to take that same ribbon and feed it through the top of the embroidery hoop where that screw is. We're going to use that to our advantage and use that as the little hook for us to hang our ornament from. So get that on there and then just tie a knot at the top, and we've just created a really cute button wreath ornament. Now, if you can believe it, I actually found this beautiful picture frame at Dollar Tree. I know, right? It's only $1.25 for this really intricate wood frame. We're going to take the back off of it, take the inside out. I actually got out a piece of craft paper because I was going to use that for the backing, but when I pulled it out, it actually already had its own. So I'm going to use what it came with. We're also going to remove the glass from the inside of that because we're going to replace it with some burlap and that brown paper. So I cut a piece of burlap to the size of the inside of the frame, laid that down, put the insert back in, and then the backing back onto this frame, and cut all the excess fabric off from around the back. Once we flip this over, is that not so pretty? It was so simple to do, and we're going to embellish this further with our buttons, of course. So I dumped out a bunch of my white ones, and we're going to start stacking these onto the burlap and create a Christmas tree shape. So it's kind of going to be a whimsical little Christmas tree. It does not have to be perfect. We are kind of going to use the bigger beads as the base of the tree and then fill in with those little bitty buttons to make sure we don't have any gaps in there. And that's what's really going to create the shape of our Christmas tree. So go ahead and work your way up in a triangle shape and fashion, just like a Christmas tree. And then I also came in and added some more buttons on top of the first layer to give it more dimension. For the top of the tree, I'm going to use this wood star, which is also from Dollar Tree. It came in like a bag set of several of them, so I grab a couple of these because they are great for 4th of July too. Just a little hint there to grab some extra from the Dollar Tree. I used a gold metallic marker to color it in and then hot glued that onto the top. Now for the trunk of the tree, I had some leftover little pieces of wood from a pack of Dollar Tree wood planks, so I grabbed that out and then used my tin snips from Walmart that are only $5. I love these things. I preach that you need these things. They will save your nice scissors from having to cut through wood and heavy plastics, and it goes through like butter. So I will definitely link those tin snips down below for you too, because it worked out great to cut out this little piece of wood. I also colored that in with this gold metallic marker and hot glued that onto the bottom of the tree. I honestly could not be more happy with the way this turned out. That gorgeous frame just kind of sets it all off, gives it a neutral background, kind of more of a white, neutral, rustic Christmas style. So if this isn't your style, you can obviously use different colored beads. paint your frame, use different maybe scrapbook paper for the backing. So lots of ideas here, but I love, love, love the way this one turned out. Now we're gonna make a button snowflake, and you just need 4 popsicle sticks to start for the base. So we're gonna take 2 and we are gonna put those, 1 vertical, 1 horizontal across from each other, and then do angled ones across in between those to make our base of our snowflake shape. And of course you're gonna need some white snowflakes for this. We're gonna start with all of the ends, and I wanted mine to kind of look uniform, so I tried to pick buttons that were all about the same size to start with, and then I just filled it in with random sizes. I wasn't too worried about the inside of the snowflake being all looking the same, but I wanted the outside to kind of start off that way. So once I did that, I just filled in with all those other random buttons around into the middle, and then the very, very middle, I picked the biggest button that I had to set it off and kind of anchor the center. So I really liked the way this was looking, and I didn't want string or ribbon. I really just wanted it to kind of look like a hanging snowflake. So I grabbed out my fishing twine and used that to kind of tie onto the top one of the buttons to hold it on there. That way I could hang this from a Christmas tree. This would also be really, really pretty if you hung it in a window. So maybe over your sink or something, you put several of these, and that way you kind of get that floating snowflake effect.
If you haven't yet, please take a second and hit the thumbs up button. That helps out the Cozy Christmas Cottage channel so much. And if you're new, please subscribe so you join us every single week here for new ideas, all having to do with Christmas. And I'll have 2 more Christmas videos popping up on your screen if you're looking for more inspiration. Pick your favorite, click on over, and I will see you there. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I will see you in the next one. Have a very happy holiday season.